So today our discussion topic is the singleton class. What is the singleton class? Singleton class means that you can create your object only once. So how you create your object only once? That one basically that your constructor should be declared as private. Clear? Now that questions why we create a singleton class, why our constructor will be declared as the private. So for basically if you want to your resources, if you want to ensure that there is access control to the resource, for example your database, for example your socket, if you want to control your access, if you want to wastage the memory space, don't waste your memory space to declare more than one constructor unnecessary, more than one object. So for the primary purpose to restrict that to create the number of object, so you can create only one object you can create. If you want to give a restriction that you only can create a single object, so that time we should know the concept of the singleton class. So how you create the singleton class? Basically there are the three parts. When you create your singleton class, you should declare two types of processes there. One is the eager initialization. This part is known as the eager initialization. Okay, this part is known as the eager initialization, and this part when we discuss basically this part is known as the late initialization. Okay, late initialization, and this one is the eager initialization. What is the eager initialization? Eager initialization means when your class loads, automatically one object will be created, single object. Okay, and there one constructor which one is declared as a private, and one method that one should be a static method, and which one will return your object, and this one should be public. Okay, so this public method will return your object, and this one should be a static. Clear? So these three parts, one part is that your variable, which one is the object type of variable, one is a constructor, which one is should be private, and that your method, which one is the public and static, and it return the object of your class. Clear? So it will return the instance. What is the instance? Instance is a object type of variable when you create, where you create your object when the class loads. Okay, so when you create your main function, you just call this function. You can't create the object. Why? Because this constructor is a private type. So within your main method, what will be, if maybe this one is your main method, so within the main method you just maybe this one, that string edges. Okay, so here you call your, this one is a static method, so no problem, you can call this one directly if you want to create your object. So no need to create your object, so you can call the get instance method, this because this one is a static method. So you call this get instance method. So when you call this one, so it will be the return instance. What is the instance? This one is the object. So you can you can do this one. And this one is a late initialization, where one variable is there. By default you will initialize with the null value, and here also will be a private constructor, and here also will be a static type of public function, which one will return the object. So here is that only single object will be created when that your instance equal to null, that is the first time it will create the object, and it stores within the your instance variable, which one you declared as a static type of variable, and this one you return. Clear? So second time when you call this function, so there this instance is not null, so you no need to, so you can't create any object, so again it will return the instance. So you can create your object only one time. Clear? So when you call this function, here this function is also a static and public, so here also you can call this function, Otherwise, if you outside the class, if you want to access, so with the help of your class name. So when you get instance method will call, so you can't create the object. If you want to create your object as a singleton class, singleton maybe s1 equal to new singleton, so it will give the error. Why? Because this constructor is that private constructor. This one is a default constructor. This default constructor is overloaded, so this one is a non-parameterized constructor, so default constructor also will not be act. So when you call this one, so this one will be error. So why? Because this one is declared as a private. Clear? So you give a restriction, you can create more than one object. Only single time you can create the object. So this one is known as a singleton class. Okay, thank you.